All right, welcome to our introduction on functions. This is a very important topic in Algebra 1 and 2 because once you get to pre-calculus and calculus, that is exactly what you are studying, all functions all the time. So we're going to look at some basics in this video to help you understand what a function is. A function is a special type of relation. As you may remember, a relation is any collection of ordered pairs, and it can be represented in three ways. The first way is as a list. So you see our ordered pairs there, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 5, and 7, -2. When you're doing a list like this, you always put the list in brackets as well. So that's just a notation thing. You don't see that all the time in high school math, but you will see it constantly in college math. You can also make what's called a mapping diagram. So remember that your first coordinate is x, and x is also called the domain. So we list our x coordinates only one time. I know that the 2 repeats, but I only list it once. 1, 2, 4, 7. And then our y coordinates, our range, we list in another bubble, 2, 3, 5, -2. And so with this one, again, I know the 2 repeats, but I only list it one time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a diagram, I'm going to draw arrows from the domain to where it goes with in the range. 1 goes with 2, because the ordered pair is 1, 2. 2 goes with 3, because the ordered pair is 2, 3. 2 also goes with 2 because there is an ordered pair 2, 2. 4 goes with 5, and 7 with -2. So that's what's called a mapping diagram. Show me with an arrow which y the x's go with. I can also graph those ordered pairs. So I could graph 1, 2. I could graph 2, 3. I could graph 2, 2. I could graph 4, 5. And I could graph 7, -2. That is a relation. If you are graphing a relation, you should not connect the dots. Okay? So, when does a relation become a function? A relation becomes a function in one and only one situation. A function is a relation such that for each element of the domain, each x, there is one and only one element in the range, y. So I could read that another way. A function is a relation such that for each x, there is one and only one y. So, is the relation that we looked at a function? The answer to that is no. Why is it no? Because there should be only one y for each x. However, we can see that when x is 2, it has 2 different y values that go with it. So if I just quickly remake our diagram, I can see that 2 in the x has 1, 2 arrows coming out of it. That means it's not a function because there are 2 y's for that one x. Okay? I don't care that there are 2 arrows pointing to 2 in the range. I'm not looking at the range. The range doesn't tell me whether or not it becomes a function. Got to look at the domain. So if you're looking at a list and you see the x coordinate repeat, not a function. If you're looking at a mapping diagram and you see that one of the x's has more than one arrow coming out of it, not a function. We'll talk about the graph at the end of this video. Is this relation a function? Well, I'm going to make the mapping diagram. All right, 1 goes with 2, 2 goes with 3, 3 goes with 4, 4 goes with 5, and 6 goes with 7. Okay, each of these x's only has one arrow coming out of it. If I read the list, x never repeats. This one is a function. That's actually y equals x plus 1, if you remember that. Just to give you the rule. Is this relation a function? All right, let's make the diagram. 1 goes with 2, 2 goes with 3, 3 goes with 2 also, 4 goes with 5, and 6 with 7. This one is a function. It doesn't matter that both 3 and 1 have a y coordinate of 2. that is okay, because for each x, there is only one y that goes with it. Okay? By the way, you see this when you graph things like parabolas. For example, if you were to graph just the regular parabola y equals x squared, you would have the fact that when x is 2, y is 4, and when x is negative 2, y is still 4. So that would be, now obviously that's not what we have here, but that's another example where you can see that. If you have a relation where the y repeats, that is okay and actually is quite common. The problem is if the x repeats. All right, the last thing I told you, I would show you how to tell on a graph. So looking at this, we're going to go back through some of our samples. So I have the 1, 2, oops, that's 1, 1. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 5, and 6, 7. All right, now I know that this is a function because I can see that in the previous example where we did this just with the list. But let's say the list wasn't there, the diagram wasn't there, I just hand you the graph. You have to do what's called the vertical line test. So a vertical line test can be accomplished with any number of tools if you're looking at a piece of paper. So a pen, the edge of another piece of paper, a student ID, a ruler. I'm going to use the ruler on my computer. And what you do is you're going to start at the edge of the graph. And you're going to take your vertical line, your ruler, and you're going to move it from left to right across the graph. I'm just going quickly on the left because there's no points over there. And when you hit each point, you're going to look to make sure that that vertical line only touches one point at a time. So 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. That vertical line never touched more than 1 point at a time. It passes the test. This is a function. And again, we already knew that. All right, let's do another one. All right. So this one, 1, 2 again. 2, 3. 3, 4. 4, 5. And 6, 7. All right, let's do the same thing again. 1 point. 1 point. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. This one passes. It is a function. And again, we already saw that before. Okay? If it touches 1 point at a time, it's a function. If it touches more than one, it's not. Last one. This is our original one. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 5, and 7, negative 2. All right. 1 point, 2 points. See here, and we had already said this one was not a function. See here how this, when I did the vertical line at x equals 2, I touched 2 of the points on the graph, 2, 3, and 2, 2. Because I did that, this is not a function. Okay, so if you see that it touches more than 1 point on the graph at a time, we say it fails the vertical line test and is not a function. All right, thanks for watching the intro on functions. Be sure to check out the other videos that we have on functions.